Hello fellow adventurers and shepherds, welcome to this video where I will be talking about Incan Gold. Yes, it's a game designed by a very well known Southampton born person, Alan R. Moon. I was going to say me, Southampton born, and by very well known French designer Bruno Fouduti, who lives here. Not in this room, but he lives here in France, where I am right now. So there's my connection to fame. Anywho, this is Incan Gold, which was originally called Diamant and released as Diamant. And you know what? It's coming back as Diamant. Yes, Yellow are bringing out a kind of Scooby-Doo-esque looking version of Diamant, which is practically the same game. There might be some twists and turns, I do not know. But what is Incan Gold? Incan Gold sees players as explorers. Indiana Jones style, of course. But they all working together and they've discovered a temple. Well, you've discovered a temple. And you're going through this temple room by room together, holding hands very nicely. And you're splitting up the treasures that you find, and you're all deciding whether to continue exploring to see if there's more treasure, or whether to just leave the temple and keep the treasure that you found safe, because that's your points at the end of the game. Eventually you may find a trap, or you may find a monster which will make you wet yourself, and you lose your hat if you're unlucky, and lose all the treasures that you've collected as well. So let's show you how it works. Let me tell you what I think about it, and then I'll leave it to you to decide if this is a board game that you should have in your collection. Incan Gold plays over 5 rounds. There are 5 cards which you build a little temple with, and this would keep track of which round you're playing. You'll place this in the middle of the table along with the pile of gems, which come in 3 values of 1, 5 and 10. Each player will receive 2 cards. One is to say, I'm going to keep exploring, and the other one is to say, no, I'm getting out of here. They also receive a tent which they can sleep in from night to night, and this is where you put your gems when you leave the temple. That way nobody can see how many points you have. Adventurers are now ready to go into the first room of the temple. There is a deck of traps, treasure and monsters cards. You shuffle this, place it into the middle of the table and reveal the first card. If it's a monster or a trap, you place it on the bottom of the deck, and if it's treasure, you will start playing the game. This treasure card is the first room, so you share out all the treasure. If it is not possible to divide the treasure evenly amongst the players, any remaining treasure will be left on this card. Now all players will choose one of their 2 cards in secret and place it in front of them. And then when all players are ready, they reveal their card. All the adventurers have decided to continue exploring. You then reveal the second card from the deck. Again, it's treasure, and you share that treasure out between the adventurers if possible. Then you decide again whether you wish to continue exploring or not. And here we can see one of the adventurers has decided that they are going to leave. So on their way back out of the temple, they pick up all of the treasure that has been left because it couldn't be shared, and they put it into their tent. This is going to count to their final score at the end of the game. We reveal the card. Oh dear, it's a bunch of spiders. Now this isn't too bad. If you discover one group of monsters, you can kind of like walk past them really quickly. So there's no treasure there. The adventurers need to decide whether they're going to continue exploring or if they're going to leave. They continue exploring and they find an artifact card. There are 5 of these in the game and they all have different values. The first 3 artifacts you come across have a value of 5, while the last 2 have a value of 10. The players continue to explore. They find some more treasure which they share amongst themselves. Now some of the players have decided that they are going to leave. Again, they'll go back through all the rooms that they've been through already, sharing out any treasure which is left, But unfortunately there's one artifact and you cannot share an artifact, so it stays there. Our one surviving player continues to explore. And unfortunately they find some fire. That's okay, it's a trap, but it didn't kill them. They managed to walk past it. Our last surviving adventurer thinks maybe I will exit and then I can collect the artifact which has been left behind. But no, they're going to continue exploring just in case they find a gold mine of treasure. But unfortunately they find more spiders. Now, once you've found a second hazard, which is the same type as one you've already passed, that's when you wet yourself and you drop all the treasure you've collected and you go home empty-handed. Because a trap or a monster has been triggered, you will remove one of those cards and place it underneath the temple, thus eliminating the chance of discovering the same hazard again. You then turn over one of the round cards to say that you are now on to the next round, and you keep going until all 5 rounds have been played. And then at the end of the game, all the adventurers reveal what they have under their tent. And put your own saucy comment in there. You count up the gems and the player with the most points is the winner of the game. It's as simple as that. So, summing up, Incan Gold is a board game that every adventurer should be taking with their exploration party. Yes, this is a fun party game for 8 players. Now, I did say at the beginning of the video, there's a new version of this game coming out called Diamant with the Scooby-Doo theme from Yellow. And I should have done my research before I started this video. And I would have been able to tell you that the difference between Incan Gold and the original Diamant is this has these cards. Oh God, what are they called? Do your research again. These are called artifact cards. Yes. So, yeah. This is the only difference between this and the original Diamant. What's going to be different in the new Diamant? So let's talk about the components. The box is small, which is good, so you can take it everywhere to a party. Everything holds in there nicely. You've got a nice little baggie to put all your little gems in. Really nice. The gems are nice. They're cool. They work. The tents are nice and sturdy. They're good as well. They seem to hold everything really well. They seem to hide everything really well, you know. Maybe your smallest members might not fit in them. The cards, the art is okay. The card quality is very good, although I have protected mine due to the fact that the main cards that you're going to be playing with are the continue exploring and get the hell out of dodge cards. And I've seen players put these in their mouths and bend them together and do this. And so I decided to protect them. But I thought, well, I might as well just put them on all the cards. So there you go. So you might want to do that. Again, the card art, as well as not being amazing, it's pretty good. Everything is self-explanatory apart from these 2 cards again. I've had players kind of like, they can't remember which one's which, because this one kind of looks like stay in and this one looks like get out, when in fact it's the other way around. So that could have been cleared up. The rules of the game are very simple. It's just a push your luck. Should I continue exploring or should I get out with dodge and save the money that I've collected? And it's great when you're playing with 8 players, because this push your luck funnels down and funnels down. That, again, when you've got treasure on the cards which you couldn't divide up, it provides tempting bait for the weak players to just say, hey, I'm going to leave. And they hopefully are the only one to leave and collect everything. Again, the special cards, which are called, oh, why can't I remember? The artifact cards, that's the one. That, again, gives you sufficient bait for people to leave and quit and leave you to continue, because yeah, there are some low number treasures like 3s, 1s, which you sometimes can't share out. But then there's the big 15s and the 17 gems. And they are worth hanging on to and waiting for that card to come up. But as I said, it's when you get the double of a danger that you lose everything. And there are 3 of each of the dangers. So you have snakes, fires, mummies, rockfalls and spiders. And during the course of the game, during the course of the levels, if it is a trap or a monster which ends the round, you're removing one of those cards and hiding it. And so there's like a bit of memory there. How many cards have been removed? Which cards have been removed? Which trap? Was it spiders or was it snakes? I can't remember. So there's this little bit of memory as well as the push your luck and trying to out-bluff the other players. And they're three elements that work really well in the game. So let's get to an element of the game which is very, very important, and that's the players. Now, I've had some hits and misses with this game. This game goes down really well in gaming groups, no problem, because gamers seem to get the theme and they get the idea and the mechanics very easily. But I've played it with groups of non-gamers and it just felt like a wet fish. Well, you know, it didn't feel like a wet fish, it felt dry as this straw hat, maybe, that's a better expression. The game was just like dull. People didn't, as I said, some of the players got a bit confused over the stay and go cards. Should I stay or should I go now? Yeah, and some of the players just thought, well, this is not really a game. It's just saying yes or no. And they didn't see the challenge. They didn't see the opportunity or the risk or the bluffing in between the other players. It was a case of, you know, me having to animate the theme. And again, this game can probably go down pretty bad if the player that's teaching the game doesn't kind of inject some kind of life into this game and sing songs like Should I Stay or Should I Go, or inject an Indiana Jones theme or something like that, kind of Tarzan, whatever. And so the game can go down pretty badly with some gaming groups and some players, but played in the right environment, this game is a laugh. It's light, it's extremely light, it plays pretty quickly. It says 20 to 40 minutes on the box. Again, yeah, I would say around about half an hour plus, especially with 8 players. And again, 8 players is the best count for this. 4 players is not so fun. Try playing it with 3, where we did it in the family and we double up, so we have 2 tents each, and it kind of like, yeah, it works, but it's more fun with real players playing against and all individual minds plotting out what they're going to do. My overall score for this game is a 7.5. Yes, it is a light game. It's definitely a party style game. You can do it as a filler because it lasts about 30 minutes roughly. And again, it's a small box, you can take it to a party, you can play it while you're drinking your aperitif at the table with your friends, or maybe it's even better at the end of the night when you've had a few bits and you're pickled and you're all pretending to be Indiana Jones and you're trying to quote Indiana Jones. Okay, we'll think of us. I don't like snakes. Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, it is light, it's fun, it's quickish, it definitely plays with lots of players very, very well. So if that interests you, check out Incan Gold, or check out the new version of Diamant, which is coming later on. Now, as I said before, and I'll say it again, you don't have to own every single game that's out there. You just need to own a few good ones.
When you first start dating a girl, you don't want to like fully throw out your nerd flag and show exactly. I mean, she'd been to my apartment, she'd seen the like hundreds of graphic novels that I had, but she had no idea. So I would always every Saturday.
Here's my nerd flag.
So we're like, you know, just like 6 of us sitting around a table, you know, playing Dungeons and Dragons, eating pizza, having a blast. The door opens up and here comes my now wife. Just knows that she's gonna be like, catch me with some other girl, and she did. All of us kind of turn and look. I was like, hey,
we need a t-shirt for this nerd flag thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and have a look, see if I can find my nerd flag. I've got one over there.
Does he have a flag now?
Yes, I have my
Nerd
flag
flag?
now. You invite your girlfriend back to your apartment. You say, oh, would you like to listen to some music? I've got this really cool album. Yes, it's the best sound effects from the BBC. It's got the TARDIS on it as well. TARDIS is number 3 on here. Wow.